Grady Stiles the third. Welcome to the Wednesday Night Metal Mania show.
Thank you, man. How's it going?
What's up,
Very
brother?
cool, man.
Not too much.
Now, for those of our listeners that don't know who you are and what you do, man, can you kind of introduce yourself a little bit?
Well, mainly I'm an actor, but I'm also I used to be in carnival sideshows. I am a human oddity.
So what you have as far as your condition, it's called ectrodactyly, is that right?
Yep. Well done. Not everybody gets it on the first try. Did you research it?
Proud of myself. I wanted to make sure I said this shit right, man. So, like, how rare is that condition?
From what I understand, it's like 1 in like 700,000, I think, was the last statistic I met. Or I saw, I should say. You don't really meet statistics.
Well, it's one of those things to where, and I'm not even going to sugarcoat it, man. You've been around enough, people's reactions to it. When you first see it firsthand, it's kind of shocking. It is, because it's something that you don't normally see, which in my eyes makes it even more cool. I mean,
I think so too.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like when I first met you, like I had seen you in different places on TV and things like that. When I first met you, it was shocking. It was. I'm not gonna lie. It was just like, wow, it's real. It's right there. You know what I mean? And it was very cool to actually see it. Yeah. And it was just so cool to meet you, like so randomly. I ran into Grady at a convenience store here in Brandon. It's kind of funny. And I approached him. I was like, hey, look, man. I got this show I do on Wednesday nights. It's all metal, like I'd love to have you on, and here we are.
Exactly.
So what
it actually is it means that while in the womb, the bones fuse together.
Right. There's a picture of Grady's hands on our Facebook page. If you guys are curious about it, I mean, you can honestly, kind of Google him as well. And find some pictures of it if you're curious. So excuse me, I had a big musty burp. So while you were doing the whole sideshow circuit, like who were some of the coolest performers that you've met?
Oh man, well either I have met or I have heard of from people who have met. I mean, I knew Priscilla the Monkey Girl, Emmett the Alligator Guy. I knew giants, I knew midgets, I knew Jeannie Cimini, who was the half woman. I mean, I've met and known some very interesting people.
I bet.
Now,
that sounds very cool.
It kind of leads me into something else. Like, I know now you live not too far away from me here in Brandon. When you lived in Gibsonton, I mean, is it really like everybody says that that's where all the circus people, the sideshow people go when they retire?
Well, it used to be. I mean, when I was growing up there, you could walk outside and you'd see one of the tallest people you've ever seen, or the heaviest people, or the shortest people, or one of the just strangest people you've ever just met, because we were all out there in Gibtown, and that's where we would spend our winter.
That's amazing. I gotta say, just right off the bat, that I'm actually jealous of your hands, man. I wish I had those kind of hands, because it looks like you could do anything with them. You must have amazing strength in those hands.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, they're my hands. I don't really think about it too much.
That shit's crazy, man. Like, oh, God, I got so many questions. I'm trying to think of the best ones. Okay. Obvious question. We like to do our interviews pretty much off the cuff, man. It makes it more personable. It doesn't sound so scripted. You know what I mean? That's just how we do it.
Of course, and it's more fun, too.
Hell yeah. It's conversation. It's not a script. That's what
exactly.
It should be. So, okay, being that we are a metal show, are you actually a heavy metal fan?
Well, I am a metal fan, yes, but more of like the older metal.
Oh yeah.
Like, who do you like out of the old school? Because we're probably on the same page.
I'm a huge Korn fan, and and of course Metallica back in the day before they decided to go all commercial.
Those dudes cool.
Yeah, Sabbath, Judas Priest, Megadeth. I mean, Twisted Sister.
Nice.
You want me to keep going?
No, see, that's exactly what I thought, man, because you seem like, when I first met you for the brief time we talked, I kind of got that vibe from it that you did like metal, or you at least like rock music, to where,
oh, of course,
we're about the same age. And I kind of had a feeling that you started when I started. You know, when God, what did I had? I had T-Cells, but who's buying? I remember having that cassette. The same time I had GNR's. Anthrax is always going to be one of my favorites. Yeah. And I'm right there with old school Metallica, man. I really am. Like the stuff they're doing now, it's just kind of like, all right, well, they paid their dues, I guess, whatever.
Yeah, and they're just like, I don't want to strain my voice anymore, or we've got to play to a new generation, and I'm like, okay, whatever, go ahead, make your money, man. Do your thing. You guys are musical gods from way back. Who cares?
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you? Well, go ahead.
No, Grady, I got a question, and this is one that I've been wanting to ask you for a couple of weeks now. Your grandfather, did you know him very well?
Yeah, I knew my granddad.
Tell me about your grandfather.
Real well. I mean, what do you want to know about him? He had his hands were affected by the ectrodactyl, but his feet worked.
Okay. Were y'all good friends?
I mean, my dad and my mom would take me up to go visit my grandparents every once in a while, And as a kid, I'm always like, oh, man, old people, I'm going to be so bored.
Right. That's what it seems like, man. It's like, that's the same thing about the sideshow in itself. What's amazing to us is commonplace to you. You know what I mean? Like, you're totally, but we, as just who we are, can walk into the sideshow and just be fully amazed. You're just kind of like, you know what I mean? You're totally, and I've always been fascinated by it. Yeah, exactly. Like, everybody that I've actually met that it has come from the sideshow or we're still performing, like, I met Lizard Man at Horror Nights 2 years ago. He was cool as shit. Like, I talked to him for like 20 minutes. I was drunk as hell. He's totally putting up with me. This is great. Of course. And he did the whole, he's like, check this out. He put his finger out and he stuck his tongue around his finger. I was like, oh, that's cool. But, I mean, it's I was shitty drunk. I'm not even gonna lie. But it was cool, man. And like that, as a kid growing up, I'd go to the Strawberry Festival, or I'd go to the State Fair, and I'd see the human blockhead and stuff like that. And it always just blew my mind.
Fire eaters, everything.
Exactly. Now, going into that, when you were on the show, Freak Show, about the Venice Beach Freak Show, that's when I actually saw you for the first time. How was it going to do that, and how'd they approach you to do that?
That was awesome, and I mean, I'm hoping that they'll call me if and when they get a season 3. But they just Todd, the guy who actually owns the Venice Beach Freak Show, he had been contacting me back and forth for a while on Facebook, and he eventually was like, dude, I've got a show that's going to be coming on AMC, and I'd love to have you on it. And I was like, oh, okay, not a problem. So I flew out there, met everybody. We did the show. They're great people, and I love all of them and miss them greatly while they're up there. But and then season 2 came around, and they were like, hey, do you want to do more? And I was like, of course I do. Oh, yeah. So they came down here and we shot a couple of episodes down here. I'm actually in talks with Todd about selling him the rights to my life story. So we might be doing a movie actually soon.
Oh, wow. That's cool as hell, man. That's so cool. Like, you said earlier that you, we'll not get to that in a second. When you were doing the show, like, I know they're like family to you now. You spent a lot of time with them. Who did you get along with the best on that show? Who do you think?
Mainly, like, when we were not filming, I hung out mostly with Asia and Morg, and Todd when I could because of the fact that he was running around doing everything, working. But yeah, me, Morg, and Asia hung out a lot. I hung out with Allie and Danielle and Phoenix and all of them really, but mainly it was me, Morg, and Asia.
Yeah, like I was gonna ask you this because I know you know him. Did Morgan did he perform down here in Florida at all?
Did he what?
Did he perform in Florida at all?
Yeah, we actually had a performance here for one of the episodes back in I think it was November, and we also went out to Ybor to help promote to bring people to the show, the performance. And he did some stuff out there too. We all kind of went out there. It was great.
That's awesome, man. So you, let me see. You went to East Bay High School?
Yep.
Okay. A friend of mine, Andrew Lupix, he went there too. I believe he's like, oh yeah, man, Grady's cool as hell, and and Andy's one of those people that completely turned his life around because I'd mentioned it to him. I'm trying to interview Grady Stiles. He's like, oh, man, dude, I went to school with him. He's so cool, man. He's such a nice guy. And da-da-da. I'm like, all right, well, shit,
awesome.
That's good to know. But, yeah.
Well, I said, hey.
Hell yeah. He's one of those people that, like, I knew him growing up, when I was 18. I'm 36 now, so God, almost only 20 years. It's insane. But the guy's turned his life around. He's one of those people that is genuinely how do you put it? He's kind of an inspiration to me, to see somebody that could turn their life around and just be proud of being alive again. It's awesome. So, but yeah, I once he told me, man, Grady's cool, I'll fully believe you, dude. It's all good. But yeah,
he was telling the truth.
Hell yeah, that's what's up, man. Well, we're really glad to have you on the show tonight, man. Stick around for a few more minutes. We got some more questions for you, but I want you to hear a band that we have on here, and I put them on the show just for you so you could hear them since, you like the old school. There's a band out in Florida right now, locally, called Archangel. And, Tony, can you play that track real quick for them?
Got it. Grady, this is just for you, man. This song is called Wings of Death. This is Archangel. All right, and we are back.
That was awesome.
You like that, man?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You said that was a band out of Florida?
Yeah, man. Dude, all we really play for the most part, I know you haven't been able to listen to the show much. What we started this show to do, basically, Tony and I have both been in bands over the years when we were younger. Fronted bands. I played bass in a few bands, things like that. But it was always something that was hard to do, was get your music out there. Unless you're selling merch at a show or whatever like that, or you knew somebody that played radio. So it was hard to get your music out there. So we started Elite Fiction. Well, Tony did. I came in after the fact. But anyway, we got together on this show and said, you know what, man, let's. We had a show on Sundays that we would talk about horror movies and sci-fi and stuff like that, because that's what the company was about.
Okay.
Well, we had an idea to start a show.
Great genres.
Yeah, exactly. It's how that's it. We love that shit. We eat it.
Yeah.
It's life, man. But we got an idea to you know what, man, we played in so many bands, dude, back in the day. Let's create a medium to where we can hear these amazing bands that are all over the state of Florida and give them a place to show what they got. So that's what we've done.
Nice.
And it's been, almost a year. No, it's actually been
going on a year.
Yeah. Almost a year, that we've been doing
That's
this.
Great,
and,
man. That is very good.
Thank you.
Really
good, man. It really does, dude. And I'm glad you said that, man. That's good to hear that you like that shit, man. But yeah, they're local. All the bands we play are in Florida for the most part.
Okay.
We're gonna
have
play.
to listen more.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, we've got a library of God knows how many. We interview bands all the time that call in, and we let them promote themselves, and we give away a lot of shit. We started doing that recently. And
this band was from Archangel. They're from Tampa.
Yes, sir.
Right. Oh, even better.
Yep, they play a lot of local shows around here. They're actually going to be on 88.5, I believe, upcoming, or if they've already been, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Good for them. Hell yeah.
They're one of those bands, man. They haven't been together that long, but they just came flying out of the gate, dude. Like, there's no stopping them. They won't fit on the small stages. It's one of those bands that has so many people in it, they have to find the right venue to fit them.
Okay. They're not playing small clubs because there's not room on the stage.
Exactly, yeah. And apparently
Grady, Grady, you were asking about, well, I'm not asking, but you were describing yourself earlier, and you mentioned that you're an actor. Are you involved in any movie roles right now?
Not right now. I'm trying to get more TV stuff right now, because I'm hoping maybe that The Walking Dead will end up calling me, because, I mean, you need a legless zombie, I'm your guy. That's money on prosthetics right here. And, I mean, I'm hoping to maybe check out getting on a season of, or at least an episode of American Horror Story sometime, maybe. I don't know, I'm trying.
Well, that's cool, man.
It's funny that Tony mentions that. We actually have you been to Zombie Fest in Lakeland the past couple of years?
No, I haven't. I just haven't gotten out there, and I keep forgetting what it is, so I miss it a lot, too.
Well, we're going to, all right, look, can I give you a rundown? We have partnered with the Mad Hatter from Lakeland, which is also a church that Tony and I belong to. I'm not there a lot because I live in Brandon. Tony lives right around the corner. But it's also a venue for bands that they've been around for, God, how long, Tony? Like almost 20 years. More than 20 years.
Oh, wow.
A few different venues. But it's basically a place to where it's a safe place to see a show. Like I've had my kids at shows there.
Very cool.
We kind of partnered with them, and we're going to do a house at Zombie Fest this year, based on a movie that we've been working on for a long time, called Bloodbath and Beyond, and it's a zombie flick. Great title. Yeah, good job, Tony. That's Tony all day right there, man. But it's kind of one of those flicks to where it's a different zombie movie. It's not your run of the mill like Shuffling or crazy spitting zombies. The zombies actually come to realize what they are. Like something switches on in their brain, and they're like, shit. I mean, like, what was the one?
There was one that I heard of that did that after the fact, but I think there's been a movie.
You're not
where
talking
they
about Warm Bodies, are you?
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
It was basically Romeo and Juliet with zombies.
Oh, no, we're not doing that shit. No.
That was a horrible movie.
No, he's talking about the idea. That idea of zombies, like, realizing what's going on and stuff.
I would say it's more along the lines of Land of the Dead, honestly.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, we're not going to do it with such a horrible story as
Like that and beyond.
But, yeah, that's what we're going to do. It's going to be a house at Zombie Fest this year, October 11th, and right around in Munn Park. There's actually going to be 4 houses or scare zones, whatever you want to call them, this year. But we are the only ones that are doing a house with a metal show at the end of the house, where all the bands performing will be zombies.
October 11th.
Yeah, so if you come to the house, then at the end of it, you're at a metal show for however long you want to stay. All cool metal bands, Severed by Fate. Awesome.
I might bring my little girl.
All right.
Well, I got plenty of kids, man, so
Hell
I got 3 stepsons and a son of my own and a little girl too.
Okay, cool.
Just started kindergarten this year, and they're going to be there.
Who do you have playing at the end?
Oh God. For one, I know we have Severed by Faith playing. We're going to play them here in a minute. They're going to be there. God, Tony, who else? I can't remember.
Murder of Crows is going to be there.
Murder of Crows, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, some dudes named No Cheese.
And No Cheese is kind of kind of a comedy act kind of thing. They play a little music and they laugh with the stuff and make funny.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going to be a good mixture.
It's almost like Cheech and Chong with white guys from Polk County.
Yep, exactly. That's pretty much it. That's how you can describe it.
Gotcha.
But they're I don't know when they're playing or whatever, but hopefully Severed by Faith will be heading up the show at the end. I don't know how it's going to work out. We haven't really worked out all the details, I don't think, but it's going to be a good mixture of bands. And,
yeah, when it gets closer, man, let me know. Hit me up on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, I will. Oh, yeah, you'll see me posting tons of flyers. I'm actually trying to work on some this weekend, so we put out some flyers and shit like that. So, but yeah, man, if you come, we'd love to have you out there, man. That'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But I was going to ask you now, like, since we were talking about music, who are some of the bands that you listen to that are newer? You know, that have come out in the past few years, things like that.
Five Finger Death Punch, of course, and
cool.
I mean, I don't really know how new you consider Disturbed, but I think they're still relevant. Who else? Oh my God, I have no idea right now. I'm drawing a blank, and I can tell you right now, there's a lot.
What about?
I'll tell you one that me and Brian have got into in the recent year. Volbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Are you into Volbeat?
Volbeat?
Yeah.
I think I've heard them, but I'm not exactly. I'm not too familiar with them. I know the name.
They've got a couple songs you've heard on the radio. I guarantee. There's one called was it Heart of the Warrior or Call of the Warrior? Call of the Warrior.
Call of the Warrior.
Okay.
Before
that, I've heard that.
Dead Big Rising.
It's a call to the warrior.
Yeah. But Brian, you gotta send him a link to that.
Oh yeah, I love that band. I actually heard him in a bar in Pennsylvania for the first time, and instantly was like, "Who is that? Oh my God!"
Yeah.
But the first song I think I heard by them was called "Heaven or Hell," and it blew my mind. I was like, "Was this rockabilly metal? What is this shit?" Then come to find out,
what it is.
Denmark.
Rockabilly metal.
Yeah, they're like a black metal band before that or some shit, and they're from Denmark. Like, this is like the coolest shit. It would only have to be a band from Denmark to be this awesome.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of people don't like them. I don't know. A lot of people are elitist when it comes to metal. They don't like them.
Send me a link. I'll check out more because I've definitely heard Call of the Warrior.
Oh yeah,
cool.
Good ass band, man. They've got like 3 albums out, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. We're gonna go see them October 14th. Me and Brian are going, in Orlando, man. So you should come check that out with us. But it's going to be a cool show. You're only going to see this band probably like maybe once, every few years. It's one of those kind.
I think, is it at House of Blues this year?
I don't know. No, they did. They did a show in Tampa, 98 Rock Fest.
Oh yeah, well that's not like House of Blues. The reason I like House of Blues so much is there's, I think, 3 accessible bars. The ambiance or ambience, whatever you want to call it, of the place is nice. It's like all wood. The reverb really banging off the walls. It's really good. Plenty of places to stand or sit or watch the band or whatever you want to do. And the air conditioning is always cold.
Yeah, I really can't complain about that, man.
No, that is a plus and a half for a venue that has a rock show going on, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, but guys, I've got to go because my phone is about to die on me.
I
want to say thank you very much for having me, though.
Not a problem, man.
Oh, dude. Thanks so much for being on the show.
And I'll probably end up calling back, I'm sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, call in anytime, man. Thank you so much.
You got me on
not
Facebook,
a problem, man.
Grady,
Thank
so
you.
Hit me up anytime you want to, brother.
All right, guys. Bye.
All right, man. Have a good night, dude.
All right. That was awesome.
Grady Stiles III, also known as Lobster Boy. There is no other. That guy's cool as hell.